How y'all doing tonight? My name's Kevin Curtis. Y'all hear me? I was raised from a military family. I've been all around the world, 32 states, 23 countries. I joined the Army out of high school in 2012, and I was medically retired in 2018. When I got out, I did not know what to do. So what did I start? Anything and everything I could find something to ease my mind, I did. And it didn't work out. Lasted me 2 months before I wound up in the Salem, VA. I lived there for 3 months in-house. I struggled constantly. In 2019, I had my first suicide attempt. Put a gun in my mouth, pulled the trigger, nothing happened. And what? You need me to speak louder? I'll hold it. So in 2019 was my first suicide attempt. And acted like it was nothing. Kept going on. And I created this backpack. Everything that I have dealt with overseas kept going into this backpack. Anything that could come good for me, I'd push away, put that hurt into a backpack, and I'd just keep carrying it on. Well, in 2021, I came to Valor for the first time. And I didn't make it all the way through that first time. I put more hurt in that backpack and left. But I learned something that I had 911 friends. And I came back in November of last year. October 27th, I had hung myself. In 2015 to 16, I was in Afghanistan, and I had a situation that we came across, and it caused me to take the life of a 14-year-old kid, and that had haunted me. And I had pushed God out of my life, and I've hated him for it since, until I found Valor. When I would push everything away, I'd find something else to just bring some type of peace into my life. Valor was the only thing that did that for me. And last year I did hang myself, and I had said some words to God, and he replied back because that branch broke when I jumped. And I came back, and this is where I started changing. And I got this black book right here that I have written every verse in. God spoke to Moses. He spoke to just about everybody through dreams. And I kind of got the same thing. January 1st of 2023, I got myself baptized in the river. And I wanted it cold. I wanted something different. But now I told you about that backpack, right? Kept putting everything in that backpack. Every time we go through something, or myself included, you always ask yourself why. 2 Corinthians 7-9. Now I'm glad I sent it, not because it hurt you, but because it caused you to repent and change your ways. That stuck with me. That was one of the first verses that stuck with me. Shortly after that, I saw a quote by Mark Twain that says the two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Well, I'm starting to find out here I got God in my life. I'm here to serve him. And as I go through the program, and I'm dealing with my trauma, and I'm understanding myself, and I'm understanding why I push people away, and I understand why I did my suicide attempts and everything that I have gone through, I lean more into it. And I live by one of my favorite verses, Isaiah 60:22. It says, at the right time, the Lord will make it happen. I don't need to question anything that happens. Someone does me wrong, we forgive them. It says, if your enemies are hungry, feed them. If they are thirsty, give them something to drink. In doing so, will heap burning coals upon the shame of their heads. Don't let evil conquer you, but conquer evil by doing good. When I hear that, that reminds me what Jesus wants us to do. Love others as he's loved us. And I have gained that wisdom that he's given me the more I deep into the Bible, the more I deep into other people who are believers, and I spread the word too. It helped me heal myself. It helped me forgive myself for taking that 14-year-old kid's life. That was like one of the most amazing things. So now I'm going through the program, and there was a second semester, you could say. It's called Reboot. One of the hardest things I've ever done. Sit on a timeline and deal with my demons. I dealt with them so much. Now when I step on the ground in the morning, the devil gets scared. And I think that's awesome. That's awesome. He says, if you lean into me, he will show you which path to take. My whole life, I've been walking my own footsteps. When I got back to Valor the second time, and I actually started listening and opening my eyes and my heart, I found that I can make my footsteps, but God's going to lay the path. So I started following his path, and it's been one of the biggest blessings. It's changed me. It got me to the point where I could look at someone that is going through something, or someone who's mad and doesn't believe, and I can sit there and say, I'm going to pray for you. Take everything out of that backpack, and I fill it back in with something good so I can pass it on. I graduated September 19th, and I decided to stay at Valor and help other veterans. Instead of running from my problems, I can now help others with what I've gone through instead of complaining about it and make a difference. And that's what Valor has done for me, and that's what God has done for me, and it's what I plan to give back. Okay.